Hi everyone, it is Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I have a full body workout for you on the reformer using a box for a prop. So go ahead, grab a box. We are going to start with them on your reformers, the long way up against your shoulder blocks. Foot bars are gonna go all the way down, and then one heavy spring on your reformer. Reminder on my balance body, the reformer, that is one red spring. And then we're gonna sit on our boxes and we're gonna face our straps. We're gonna start with roll down today to warm up our spines. Now, if you do have a stiff back and this single heavy spring, it makes it too challenging for you to roll up and down, I would add on a light spring with your existing heavy. That does make it a little easier, again, if you do have a stiff back. We're gonna grab your straps off of the pegs, and then once you grab your straps, it's up to you what you're using. Long loops are gonna be a little more challenging for your core. Short loops are gonna be just a little easier for your core. And then we're all going to have our feet in our headrest, sitting as close to the edge of the box as we can get ourselves. And then we are just sitting up nice and tall on top of our sits bones. On an exhale, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis and I'm gonna start to roll my spine down. Now, as I tuck my pelvis, I'm squeezing my glutes. That's gonna help to tuck even more. And I'm just thinking one bone at a time to roll my spine back down. Now, when our shoulders get down, you have the option to either just look up to the ceiling and then to curl it from there, or if we feel comfortable, the shoulders and the head are gonna go all the way back. We're gonna take an inhale here, and then on an exhale, I'm gonna bring my chin to my chest. I'm scooping into my abdominals and I'm rolling back up one bone at a time, and I'm pausing at the top. Let's keep going with those. Again, we're gonna exhale, tuck our pelvises, roll our spines down one vertebrae at a time, shoulders down, head down. You're either looking up to the ceiling or you're allowing your shoulders and head to go back on an inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, and we are again rolling our spines all the way back up. Keep working these at your own pace. We really just want to warm up our core, warm up our spine and this articulation. We are going to go ahead and do two more. And then last one, exhale as we tuck, articulate back. Inhale, shoulders, head back. And then exhaling as we come all the way back up. Again, one vertebrae at a time. Okay, now once we come back up, we're gonna pause at the top. We are going to go back down, but we're gonna stay down this next time. If your necks are an issue, because we will be holding a curl, you have the option to keep your straps in your hands and to take your hands behind your head when you're curled back there. Again, if the necks are an issue, we should be light enough with these straps to take your hands behind your head. If you feel fine, arms are gonna stay at your sides. So again, my arms are just nice and long. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, roll myself down to my shoulders, like right around my bra line. I'm gonna pause here and I'm gonna pick my knees one at a time up into a tabletop position, and I am gonna find a neutral spine here. So again, if the necks are an issue, go ahead and take your hands behind your head. If they're not, keep them at your sides. We're gonna inhale, dip the right toes down towards the headrest. We're exhaling to lift up, then we're gonna inhale, dip the left toes down, and then we're exhaling again to lift. Inhale, dip. And then I'm thinking I'm engaging my obliques to pull each leg back up. Knees should be staying bent at a 90. I'm again just hinging at the hip to dip down, engaging my obliques to pull each leg back up. Inhale down, exhale to lift. Okay, I'm gonna do one more right, one more left. And then when I finish this last one on the left, I'm gonna pause at the top, zip my legs together, inhale, dip both toes down. It does not have to be all the way down to your headrest. Scoop into your low abs to lift. Again, inhaling as we dip both toes down, exhaling as we lift. I'm again drawing my abs in towards my back, holding my neutral spine the entire time. Think all low abs, no low backs. If you feel it in your low backs, you're shortening your range of motion. Let's go for 2. And then last one. And up. Okay, relax your feet back into your headrest. Let your shoulders, let your heads go back. Take a deep inhale here. And then on an exhale, we're gonna go chin to chest, roll our spines all the way back up. And then again, we're just gonna go ahead and pause at the top. We're gonna go back down again. We're gonna add in leg extensions next. So again, on my exhale, I'm gonna tuck, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time, get my bra line down, pick my knees up into a tabletop position, find my neutral spine, hands behind the head if you need to support your neck. Inhale, reach your right leg out to a challenging level. Exhale to pull in. Left leg extends. Exhaling as we pull back in. Again, I am firing up my obliques to pull each leg back in. Inhale out. Exhale back. Let's go. 3, 2, last one. When we come in, both legs out and an inhale to a challenging level, both legs back in. Again, if you feel your low backs, your legs need to go higher up to the ceiling. We're inhaling to reach. Abs should be drawing in towards your back to pull your knees back in for 3, 2, last one. Relax your feet. Again, shoulders, heads back. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, chin to chest. Roll our spines all the way back up. And again, we can give our shoulders, our necks a little bit of a roll. Last thing will be straight legs. And then we're gonna give our core a bit of a break. So same thing, we're gonna tuck, roll ourselves down. If the necks are an issue, hands behind your head. Bra lines down, knees tabletop, find your neutral spine. Legs go straight up to the ceiling. I'm gonna inhale, lower my right leg straight down. Exhale, use my obliques to lift. Left leg lowers. Exhale, lift. Inhale down and exhale up. Okay, 3, 2, last one. Then we're gonna go both legs down and inhale. Inhale, both legs back up on your exhale. Again, all low abs, no low backs. If you feel it in your low back, shorten the range of motion, or you can bend your knees slightly. Let's do 2. Exhale up. Last one, inhale lower. Exhale lift. Okay, bend your knees, relax your feet. Ugh. Let your shoulders, heads go back. And then we'll go chin to chest, roll our spines all the way back up. And then we're gonna hang our straps up onto the pegs. Feel free to give your necks and shoulders a bit of a roll. We're gonna step off to the sides. The long box is gonna stay on here, and then we're just gonna move our foot bars up to the starting position. And I'm gonna stay on this one heavy spring. We're gonna do single arm push-ups on our foot bars. If it is too heavy, bump down to a lighter setting, especially if it's too much on your shoulders. We're gonna lie down on our box, face the foot bars. Your bra line should be at the edge of the box here. And then again, we're doing single arms. Both hands can start wide onto your foot bar. Thumb should be with your fingers, elbows open out nice and wide. And then I have my legs wide away from each other. I'm never picky about this. They can be together or apart. I like whatever feels best on your backs, your spines. And then I'm gonna take my left hand behind my back. Eyes are looking to the floor. I have a tiny lift of my chest, and I'm gonna squeeze my glutes and my hamstrings so I have active legs. On an exhale, I'm gonna push my carriage out, and then I'm gonna bend my right elbow wide to come back in. And now as I do this, my chest is not moving. So I'm not compensating with my chest to push out. It is all my arm doing the movement. If you feel your chest rotating to push out, I would go onto a lighter spring. Abs are in, think squeeze your glutes and your hamstrings. Shoulders and hips need to stay steady and parallel to the floor. I'm gonna do 2 more. And then last one. Okay, then once I come in, I'm gonna pause in. Now, once we come back in, we're gonna change to the left hand. So we're gonna take my left hand on, thumbs are with my fingers, right hand goes behind my back. Again, my elbows open out wide, my shoulders and my hips are parallel to the floor, so I'm not letting my chest move at all for this. I'm gonna exhale, push out with my left arm, bend my elbow wide to come back in. Again, small lift of the chest, my abs are drawing in. I'm keeping a squeeze of my glutes and my hamstrings. Exhale out, inhale, bend wide to come back in. We're just gonna do 3 more here. And then last one. Okay, now once we come back in, we're gonna pause in. I'm gonna take my both hands on the foot bar again. They're a little closer towards each other. My elbows now are touching the sides of the box, so we're gonna go narrow push-ups. Right hand stays, left hand behind the back. Same setup, lift the chest, squeeze the glutes, draw your abs in. Eyes to the floor, exhale, push out, bend, narrow to come back in. The elbow should touch the sides of the box. Again, eyes are looking right down to the floor. I am lengthening through the crown of my head. I'm reaching through my toes. So I'm finding that oppositional pull of the body. We have 2 more on the right. And then last one. And once we come back in, same thing on the left, take your left hand on, elbow should be touching the box, right hand behind the back, squeeze the glutes, lift the chest, exhale, push, inhale, narrow. Again, I want that elbow to touch the side of the box, scoop into your core. Okay, we have 4. Shoulders need to stay parallel to the floor. And then this is the last one. Out and in. Okay, take both hands wide onto your foot bars. Again, squeeze your glutes and your hamstrings, legs wherever they feel comfortable. I'm gonna push my carriage out 1 time, hold. Shoulders are down out of my ears. I'm gonna keep my squeeze in my glutes and my hamstrings. On an inhale, I'm gonna lift up from my rib cage into my swan. I'm keeping the squeeze glutes and my hamstrings. And then I'm gonna exhale to push my carriage back out. So again, from like the rib cage to the bra line, I'm gonna lift my chest up. I'm not overextending in my low back. And then I'm pushing my carriage back out. Now, for my breath, I do an inhale to lift up, shoulders down, collarbones wide. And when I exhale to push away, I'm drawing my core into my back, away from the box as much as I can. So I'm scooping into my abs as I push down in an exhale, inhaling, lifting back up into that swan. 2 more. And then last one, lift and lower. Okay, bend the elbows, come all the way back in. We're gonna change to a medium spring. Make sure your heavy one comes off, so just a medium spring. I'm gonna step off to the side and we're gonna flip now to our short box. Now, when we flip to our short box, we're gonna do a short box series, but we're gonna face the opposite way than what we usually do. So I'm gonna sit on my box with my left hip on, and I'm gonna sit facing the right side of the room. Rather than swinging my legs towards the foot bar side, I'm swinging my legs towards the strap side. Left leg is gonna be bent out in front of me. I'm gonna take the strap that's behind me, and then it's gonna be up to you if you go long loop or short loop. Long loop is gonna be lighter for your arm. Short loop is gonna be a little heavier for your arm. Now, when we're here, I have space in between my left hip and the edge of the box. So when I do a side sit up, it doesn't feel like I'm gonna fall off. And then I'm gonna stack my hips. My right leg is just gonna be long, and it's just resting right now on my headrest, but make sure it's long. From here, I'm taking my left hand behind my head. My right arm is long, in line with my shoulder, and my palm is facing the front of the room. On an exhale, I'm gonna bend my elbow so I take my hand behind my head. I'm gonna inhale, extend the arm. Exhale, bend the elbow, hand behind the head. Inhale as I extend the arm. I am trying to keep my right shoulder out of my ear. My hips and shoulders stay stacked, and we're leaning ever so slightly to the left side. Exhale in, inhale out. We're gonna do 2 more. Again, long loop is lighter. Last one. Now from here, we hold behind the head. Side sit-ups. We're gonna inhale, hinge towards the well, and then exhale, sitting up a little higher than where we were at before. Inhale, hinge, and then exhaling as we sit back up. Hinge, and then up. Try to keep your hips and your shoulders stacked. Again, I'm keeping my right leg long and down. Lots of stability here. Try not to fall forward or backwards or side to side. Okay, 3, 2, exhale, last one, inhale down, exhale up. Okay, extend your right arm long. We're gonna rotate towards our straps now. And I know this short loop is kind of small, but I am gonna take the short loop around my right leg above my knee. If it doesn't fit, you can do the long loop instead. If you can get your leg through the short loop, I would go short. Again, if you can't, long strap, it goes around your leg right above your knee. And if you're on the short strap, it's probably pretty snug on your leg. Now we're gonna scoot forward. So we have plenty of space behind us. Sits bones are at the edge of the box. We're gonna carefully take our hands behind us on the carriage. Fingers are curled over the edge. And then I'm gonna go ahead and lift my knees up into a tabletop position. I am not worrying about neutral spine at all. I actually prefer a flat back position here. I'm gonna inhale, reach my right leg out to a challenging level. Exhale, use my obliques to pull back in. Inhale to extend, exhale back. Now when we're here, try to keep the shoulders down out of your ears. Inhale out and exhale back. Think engaging your obliques, quads, hip flexors, obliques. Now let's add in the left leg. So when the right leg's in, the left leg's out. When the right leg is out, the left leg is in. It's an exhale to pull in and inhale to extend that right leg out. Let's do 4, 3, try to keep your low back flat, 2, and 1. Okay, relax your feet. If you're sick of being on your hands, you can come up, give your wrists a little bit of a roll. We are going to stay back there, just a heads up. And this time we're gonna add in a little rotation of our spine. So hands go behind you if they're not already. Both knees tabletop. Try to have your low back flat. Okay, this time my right hand is gonna stay, my left hand goes behind my head. I'm gonna reach my right leg out. When I pull it in, I'm gonna extend my left leg out and rotate my left elbow to my right knee. When I extend my right leg out, I go center. When I pull in, I'm rotating to that knee. And my right elbow is slightly bent here. Exhale in, inhale out. 4, use your obliques. Rotate from your brow line. 2, 1, and relax. Okay, we're coming all the way up, taking that strap off of our leg, hanging it back up, grab your other strap into your left hand, long loop light, short loop heavy for arms, rotate towards the right side. Right leg bent out in front of you. You have space between your hip and the edge of your box so you don't feel like you're gonna fall off here. Left leg long, again, I'm just resting it into my headrest. I'm gonna take my right hand behind my head, reach my left arm out, palm is facing the wall in front of me. Hand should be, or arm should be like lifted in line with our shoulder. We're leaning slightly to the right. We're gonna exhale, take the left hand behind the head, inhale, extend. Again, exhale, left hand behind the head, inhale, extend. Hips and shoulders stay stacked. Keep leaning slightly to the right side. If it's too heavy, change to your long loop. Exhale and inhale. I'm gonna do 3 more. And 2. Okay, now in this last one, I'm gonna hold behind my head. Side sit-ups, range of motion is pretty limited. We're gonna inhale to the right, exhale to come up. Inhale, hinge, and exhale up. Again, my range of motion isn't very big, but I'm thinking I'm keeping my hips and my shoulders stacked. Inhale down, exhale up. Trying to keep my left leg down, Start finding that stability here. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more. Keep your head back in space. And 1. Okay, extend your arm, rotate back towards the straps. Again, I use the short loop on the last side. If you can't get it around your leg, use your long loop. It goes around the left leg above your knee, and then we're scooted pretty far forward onto our box. Hands go behind us on the carriage. My fingers are all the way around the edge of my carriage. And then when they're there, it shouldn't be too much bend of your wrists when you have that. You should have very minimal bend of your wrists if you're curling your fingers over the edge. Okay, knees tabletop, my low back is flat. We're just starting by extending the left leg out, exhaling as we pull in, inhale out, exhale back. Again, rather than it's just being in the quads and our hip flexors, you're engaging your left obliques to pull in. Okay, now we're gonna add in the right leg. So when the left leg comes in, right leg goes out. When the left leg goes out, the right leg goes in. Try to keep your pelvis still. Again, I'm keeping my low back flat. Abs are in. Keep tension on your rope. Shoulders are out of the ears. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Okay, if you need to get off of your hands, you can take your hands off. If you don't mind staying back here, you can stay back here. Last thing that we're gonna do is add in our rotation. So I'm gonna take, again, hands behind you if they're not already, knees tabletop, low back flat. I'm gonna take my right hand behind my head, and then my left leg is gonna extend out, but when I pull in, I'm gonna rotate to that knee and then inhale out. Again, when the left leg is in, the right leg is out. I do have a bend too to my left elbow. Rotate from your bra line. 4, keep tension in your rope. 2, and 1. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Lots of core there. Okay, come all the way up. Take your strap off of your leg. We're gonna work into some hamstrings. Hang your strap up. We're gonna stand in the well. Box is gonna stay. We're gonna rotate now. And we're gonna face our box when we're standing in the well. Now, we're gonna use the same strap that we just had. We're gonna take it into, it's in our right hand though this time since we're facing the box. I'm gonna go short loop just because it's heavier. I'm gonna take my short loop. You can go long loop if you want, but range of motion is not as good with your long loop, so I would suggest doing this with your short. I'm gonna step my right foot in the short loop, and I'm just gonna step on the frame of my carriage, and then I'm gonna kneel on my box. Now, when you kneel, your strap, you should be able to flex your foot and adjust it. So it's now on the bottom of your foot, it's not on the front. So if your foot's hanging like this, it's on the bottom of your foot, not the front of your foot. Now we're gonna take our hands lower onto the edge of the carriage where we were just at for our obliques. My knees are more towards the edge. I'm gonna lift my right leg up, get tension in your strap. Your carriage might get pulled out a little bit. Okay, hold here. Inhale, extend your leg out. Exhale, you bring your heel to your glute. Inhale, extend out. When your carriage clicks home, you pull in. You need to keep tension in your ropes the entire time. So I'm not getting to a full extension of my leg. Exhale in, inhale out. Abs are in. Wrists should be long when we're here. Heel to glute, extend. Heel to glute, extend. Let's do 3. Lots of glutes and hamstrings. 2. Okay, now on this last one, heel to glute, go out to about a 90-degree angle, hold here. We're gonna kick our heel up and down. Keep your knee bent to the 90. Kick the heel up, down, up, down. Abs are in. Okay, let's do 4, 3, And 1. Ooh, make sure that carriage comes home nicely. Don't let it like slam home. You can take your right knee down. Hands can go back onto your box and you can step carefully back into the well, and then you can hang your strap up. Now, if you want to give your right hamstring a quick stretch by just like folding forward, you can give your right hamstring a quick stretch. And then we are going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to go short loop, arch of my left foot. Again, when we come up onto the box, it will adjust itself, okay? So start with it on the foot. We're going to kneel on our box. I'm flexing my foot, giving a little kind of shake so it adjusts. It's on the bottom of my foot. Hands are on the edge. Again, when your hands are out, curled over your wrist, should be long. Abs are into your backs. Lift your left knee up off of the box. Your carriage should move slightly out. We're extending our leg. We go heel to glute, extend, heel to glute, extend. Keep your knee lifted. Carriage should be going in and out. And you need to keep tension in your ropes the entire time. Exhale in. Ooh, inhale, extend. And my left one is always the one that wants to cramp. It is slowly working its way into a cramp. Stretch out if you need to. Okay, let's do 3, 2, then on this last one, 90-degree angle bend. Kick your heel up and down, up and down. So we're keeping the knee bent. We just kick the heel up to the ceiling, down, up to the ceiling, down. It's not a big movement, but you should really feel the glutes and the hamstrings working for those kicks. 4, 2, and 1. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna step off. You can shake that strap off your foot. You can hang it back up. Again, if you want to give your hamstrings a quick stretch, you can fold forward, stretch out that left hamstring. The box is going to stay here and we are going to stay on this blue spring. We're going to end up kneeling on our boxes again. No straps this time. Facing your foot bars again. Hands are going to go onto our foot bars next. Now I would take your knees just a couple inches away from the edge of the box. If you go a little further back, it will be a little more challenging. And then my knees are about that fist distance away, so about sits bones distance out. I'm going to shift my weight forward so my chest is over the foot bar. I'm going to push my knees out so I'm in a kneeling plank. Abs are active, so you're not collapsing into your low backs. Neutral spine here. Knees stay. Arms are going to push out. Arms are going to pull the carriage in. Keep the knees. Inhale away. Exhale back. Range of motion is up to you here. Push and pull. Push and pull. Again, my abs are in. 3, 2, last one. Now, when we come in, we're going to pause in. We're going to do 8 wide push-ups. Keep the knees out. 8 wide push-ups. Big or small, range of motion is up to you. Abs again need to stay into your backs. I have 3 more. When you're done with your 8, let your carriages come all the way back in. Open your knees wide. Butts can go back and you can just shift into a little child's pose there. Okay, then I'm going to come back up. I'm going to let my knees come back together. We're going to carefully step our sides off of the box, and then we're going to add on 2 heavy springs, and we can take off the medium, so feel free if you want to take that medium off. And then we're going to sit on our boxes facing our foot bars. Now, I am taller. We're going to go for just a quick short box series. I'm going to put my box over my shoulder blocks just because I'm taller. I'd say if you're 5'8" or shorter, you can stay in front of your shoulder blocks here. But if you're taller than 5'8", go over your shoulder blocks. We're going to sit, face our foot bars. Feet are going to go into the strap that's out in front of us on the wooden platform. We always want to measure a palm's width away from us in the back of the box. Doesn't have to be the length of your hand, the width of your palm, so that your sacrums can go back. Now, 2 options for the arms. They're either going to reach out in front of you with your shoulders down, collarbones wide, or your hands are going to go behind your head with your elbows wide. If you go hands behind your head, it's a little more challenging for your core. So up to you where you're at. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to exhale, tuck my pelvis, squeeze my glutes, just like how we started. Squeeze the glutes to tuck your pelvis. Then send your tailbone towards your foot bars. Your carriage just might move out a little bit. Get your sacrums down. So it's just the low back. Take an inhale. Exhale, we're going to round back over our hips. When I go over my hips, then I'll stack my spine back up. So start at your sacrum, tuck your pelvis, send your tailbone towards the foot bars. When my low back hits, I'm going to take an inhale. I'm going to exhale, start at my shoulders, go over my hips, stack my spine back up. Keep going. When we go back, make sure that your eyes are always looking to like your core, your knees, or your toes, or even the foot bars. I never want them looking up to the ceiling. Okay, 3. 2. And then last one, exhale, roll back. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, stack. Now, tuck, roll back again. Hold yourselves here. We're going to do little pulses of our chest. Keep the tuck of the pelvis. We're pulsing for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way up. And then relax your arms, stack your spines. Okay, we're going to step off to the sides. Our boxes can go back to their homes. Ooh. Okay, and then once you get your box back, we're already on the correct springs for feet and straps. If you do want it a little heavier, which I kind of do today, I'm going to add on a light spring with my existing heavies. We can lie ourselves down, and then when we get down, headrest can be up or down, up to you. And then we're going to reach back and grab our long loops, and they're going to go onto our feet. Now, headrest is really there if when you lie down, you look behind you, not straight up to the ceiling. So if you look straight up to the ceiling, you shouldn't have to put your headrest up. If you look behind you, that's when you would put your headrest up, just to try to get that correct alignment with your spine. Legs are gonna go up just as high as we can hold our neutral spines. We're gonna go Pilates V, so heels are together, toes are turned apart. And then our legs are gonna go down to a little lower than a 45-degree angle. We're gonna start with frogs. Keep the heels together. We're bending our knees in, and then we're exhaling to stretch back out. It's an inhale to bend, and exhale to stretch. Sacrum stays heavy, pelvis stays still. Inhale, bend, and exhale, push. Let's do 3 more. And then on our last one, when we push our legs out, we're gonna hold our legs out away from us. Stay in your Pilates V, so heels are together, toes are turned apart. We're gonna inhale, open our legs out to the sides room. We wanna stay in the same plane as we bring our heels back together. So our carriages should move. We're opening the legs out. Try to stay in that same plane as you bring your heels back together. Imagine that your heels are just on a shelf and you're sliding them across that shelf as we open. And then as we close. Adductors, inhale, open. Exhale again as we bring the heels together. Okay, let's do 3. And then last one. Now when I bring my heels together, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna stay in my external rotation. We're gonna do a Peter Pan, which is like a combination between those last two movements. Right leg is gonna stay long, left knee is gonna bend. The idea is that our pelvis stays heavy. So as I open my right leg out towards the side, my left knee bends just like my frog. My left hip stays heavy when I do that. I push both legs back center. Then I open the left, I bend the right, try to keep that right hip heavy, and then I push back center. Now, if you feel yourself losing control of your pelvis, it is much easier if your legs go up at a higher diagonal rather than lower down. A lot of times you're going just a little too low, and then your pelvis will move. Inhale, open. Exhale, press. Now make sure when you bend your knee, that foot that you're bending doesn't rotate in. It's gonna stay like flat. So if your foot was on the foot bar, it would be flat when you bend, and then you're pushing back out. Really feeling those adductors. Okay, I'm gonna do one more with the right leg opening out, one more with the left leg opening out. And then when I finish my last one on the left, I'm gonna pause, bring my feet parallel with each other. Legs go a little further down towards our springs. We're gonna open them wide out to the sides. We're circling around and back up. We exhale to lower. We inhale to circle around and back up. Again, just keeping our pelvis nice and still. Down, around, and up. This is going to be the last one. Then when we come back up, we're going to pause at the top and then reverse. So we open our legs wide, we press them down and around, we zip them together, and then we're hinging at our hips to come back up. Again, feeling our adductors working to zip together. Okay, let's do two. And then last one. Then when I come back up, I'm gonna pause at the top. Low backs can go flat. If you wanna pull on your straps just to give yourselves a little more of a stretch, you can pull on those ropes. Okay, let's go into a butterfly. So bend the knees, ooh, bottoms of the feet together. That never feels great after all that adductor work. So knees wide, feet together. You can push your knees away from you. You can pull your straps closer to you. Whatever feels best to give those inner thighs a little bit of a stretch. Okay, we're gonna take our straps off of our feet, hang them back up. And then we're all sitting off to the left side of our reformers. We're gonna do one more stretch when we sit off to the left. I'm gonna go to one heavy spring. If it's too heavy for shoulders, you can always bump down to a medium spring. Last stretch, we're facing our reformers. Our toes are pointed towards our reformers. I'm going to fold forward, rotate towards my shoulder blocks, take my hands onto my shoulder blocks. This is gonna be a left side body stretch. I'm gonna push the carriage out, try to keep my toes pointed towards the carriage. They're gonna get a deeper stretch when you do that. Push away, drop your chest down. It's a big stretch in that left side, and I am bending my right knee slightly here. So right side body getting a nice, that's your left side body getting a nice stretch. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, if it's too heavy, go to a medium spring. Okay, round through your spine to come back in. Walk around so you're in front of your foot bars. When we get there, we're folding forward, hands on the two front corners. We're gonna push out, hips are staying back, heels stay anchored, arms push as far as you can go. Drop your chest down, hold here and stretch. Okay, round to come back in. Walk around to the other side of your reformer. Again, toes should be pointed towards your carriage. I'm gonna fold forward, rotate to my shoulder blocks. Take your hands onto your shoulder blocks. Push the carriage out. Again, I am bending my left knee slightly. I'm stretching. This is actually my right side this time. I'm stretching my right side body, pushing as far out as I can go, dropping my chest down, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, round, come all the way back in. You can step off to the sides. We are all finished with that workout. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me today.